everyone, welcome back. Today I'm going to be doing a first of what I hope will be many videos in this series, I suppose, and it's going to be called Special Features Spotlight of that's the best thing I can come up with right now. That was the first kind of name that came to my head. I was like, yeah, okay, I'll stick with that. And the first thing I'm going to be talking about is Disney's Peter Pan Blu-ray. Now, of course, as you can see, this is just a UK release. I know that America got a really fancy packaging one with all gold and a nice clock on the front, and I think it had more discs, so it's probably got more bonus features than this one. But yeah, as you can see now, we've got quite a bit of bonus features on this Blu-ray. However, I am pretty sure the bonus features on this Blu-ray are actually from an older DVD version, but I can't find the DVD version. I think the UK DVD version does not have these on. I looked at older DVD versions and I can't seem to find that they are on there. They are all slightly different, so whether they just renamed the bonus features on here, because I did find an older DVD that had like special features, they were just called something different, so unless they renamed them for the Blu-ray I'm not entirely sure. But the reason that I think they're on the DVD, because they mention a few things about the time that the feature would have been filmed, where it's clear that it's on a DVD, and they at one point mentioned doing this for the DVD rather than for the Blu-ray. And also all the features are like this. I actually even drew a picture. So I wrote notes on the features, and I drew this little picture. Look, like there's the screen, there's the black bars at the side, and your TV. So you got your TV and you got black bars, and it's just like a little box, which bothered me at first, but then you just kind of get used to it and it's not really a big deal. So with all that aside, I think these features have been reused from somewhere, but I had never seen them before, so they're all new to me, and they are the features that are on this Blu-ray. I decided to do this because I actually looked for something like this myself. I couldn't find it, I was interested in it, and so I decided to make it myself. I don't know if I've ever... Oh my god, what did I say? I thought if I was interested in it, somebody else might be. So without further ado, let's get into it. The first feature on the Blu-ray is You Can Fly, the making of Peter Pan. This is probably one of my favourite features on the whole thing. Basically, as it states, it's about the making of Peter Pan, and we get to see Mr. Disney himself at work doing like bits and bobs, and why he wanted to do Peter Pan, the story, and how he saw the play as a boy, and that's where it really began, and all things like that. So in this, you see a lot of original drawings of scenes and a few different scenarios, and it also talks about the voice actors who did this. And one thing that I found really interesting, it's a lot of interesting facts in this actually I didn't know. I'm obviously not going to tell you them all because that would just ruin you watching it, but Captain Hook and Mr. Darling were the same person, which I thought was really interesting, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. Yeah, they were the same voice actor, and before this animation of Peter Pan, there was a live action Peter Pan. Obviously it was difficult at the time to do live action Peter Pan with the flying and all that. There was obviously limitations, so they thought animation is going to be perfect for this. They can do so much more, and obviously it became something great. Most of the times previous to this, Peter Pan had actually been played by a girl, which I thought was really interesting, because now we always see Peter Pan as a boy, whereas back then Disney was breaking habit of having Pan as a boy, which I thought was really cool. So yeah, this is definitely worth watching. If you're interested in filmmaking and animation making, or just Disney in general, it's great to see him working on things as well, the old footage, then definitely check this one out. I enjoyed this, and I would say I'd recommend you watch this one. The next feature is In Walts Words, Why I Made Peter Pan, and this is probably my favourite feature on here. It's basically based on this article that he wrote for a magazine, and they've kind of they're recreating the whole thing and reading out what he put and everything like that. He mentions in the article that he writes that his favourite character as a child was Snow White, and his second favourite was Peter Pan, which is why he wanted to create Peter Pan as an animation. It was originally, he hoped it to be his second animation, but of course it ended up being the 14th, and didn't come out till ages later because of problems and all the different things they were doing with it. And then also the war kind of put a hold on Peter Pan, so that took a bit of time off from it. This one, I think you got to know quite a bit about Walt Disney's life as he was younger. Like, for example, he mentions that he played Peter Pan in a play at school, and it's really cool just to kind of hear a bit more about his background and stuff like that, because I don't know a lot about Walt Disney and everything like that, but it was really cool to hear him talk about his past and him growing up and how that affected what he did for this movie. So I definitely recommend you check this one out. If you're a fan of Disney, this feature is a must check out. This is probably my favourite one on the Blu-ray. Next we have a feature all about Tinkerbell, and it is Tinkerbell, A Fairy's Tale. I didn't really like this one that much. A few things that had been mentioned had already been mentioned before in the earlier features. For example, I feel like I'm just telling you everything now. You might as well just not watch it. I've just told you everything. No, but there is a lot more that I'm not going to tell you. But in the plays and stuff, Tink was like a speck of light, that just like a flashlight, you know, the light. So they found it interesting to have to make her into an actual person and animate her, and they did loads of different, you know, you saw what she looked like, might have looked like, and stuff like that, which was really cool and interesting. But I don't know, this feature just didn't interest me as much. If you're a big fan of Tinkerbell, you'll probably find this interesting, like it shows, you know, the stages of her and stuff and animating her, and that they had live model doing the movements for her so they could get the movements right, which was really interesting actually. The model did all the scenes kind of, and then they animated from that, which was kind of cool. But yeah, this one just, I didn't enjoy it as much. Next we have the Peter Pan that almost was. Now I was really enjoying this bonus feature until it kind of was too long. Basically it talks about all the other scenarios that could have happened with Peter Pan. Like there's loads of storyboards of things that didn't end up being in Peter Pan, or differences, or there's loads and loads of them. So they kind of went through them all, but then after a while it kind of was like, oh, and now this one, and now this one. It was a bit like, oh. But yeah, there was a lot of things that I was like, oh wow, imagine if that would have happened. Obviously not going to tell you them all because that just, no point you watching it otherwise. But yeah, this is what I enjoyed and I recommend you watch it. But like I say, it's a little bit long. It wasn't super long, but it was just, yeah, a little bit on the long side. They could have left a couple out, but some of them were really interesting, and I was like, oh, that's really weird to think of it that way rather than the way that it is. Next we have the Peter Pan story, which is basically just a featurette from 1952 about film and storytelling and how it developed. This I didn't really enjoy too much. It was just, no. I don't know, I wouldn't watch this bit if I were you, I'd just watch the other ones. Then we have the Pirate Song, which is the deleted song, but they actually already showed this in one of the early featurettes that I mentioned that you should watch. I don't know if it's the first one, I think it's the first one. So, don't, unless you just want to hear the song, then you can watch this, but otherwise you will have already seen it anyway. There are 2 music videos with the deleted songs. We have 2 music videos. We have the second star to the right and the deleted song Neverland, or not the deleted song, but the unfinished song, where they've got, you know, the scenes from the movie and the woman singing. Sorry, I forgot her name. I didn't really watch the whole of these. They're just music videos. They haven't really got any special purpose. So, and finally we have Neverland, the unfinished song, which it was an okay song. It was interesting. Basically, Neverland was a song that they never finished. This guy, years later, took it on, decided to finish up the song, and you know, they show you the song and the bits he changed and all stuff like that. If you're interested in music, this was kind of interesting, I guess, but it just was just, yeah, it was okay. It was just basically a deleted song and what they did with it to now play you the song. But yeah, so those are the features on Peter Pan, the Blu-ray. Hope that I explained them okay. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're interested to see more of these special feature videos, and if there's a particular Disney movie you want me to talk about, trying to do the Disney movies at the moment, then maybe I'll get onto other things. But yeah, if there's a particular Disney classic that's on Blu-ray that you want me to talk about special features, let me know what that is down in the comments below. Don't forget to thumbs it up if you enjoyed it, and hope to see more. And until then, I'll see you guys next time. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!